I'm here in the studio on the fourth day of recording the audiobook version of The Secret Commonwealth, which is book 2 in Philip Pullman's Book of Dust trilogy. And I am now very much in the Pullman bubble, so both exhilarated and exhausted. Doing something like this, an audiobook, of course, I'm in control of it all, in a way. I love being able to play all the parts, because I'm essentially a control freak. And they're parts that I would never be able to play on film or on stage, So there's a wonderful kind of freedom about that, and a really great opportunity that I love. I really relish that. And this book is, 526 pages long or something. And it takes 5 days, and it's like 8 hours a day of just me doing it. And you sort of do enter into a weird, almost trance state of doing this thing. And that's unlike doing anything else that I've ever done. But there's something wonderful about that as well, to be so within the world of the piece, and particularly within the world of a world that I love so much and that is so important to me and that matters so much to me. That's the great privilege, really, for me of doing this. In doing the audiobook version, you've got to think, primarily about communicating what Philip wants communicated through the story and the characters and the relationships, but you've also got to obviously take on board the audience. And sometimes I have to make a decision about what a character is going to sound like, not necessarily just based on what maybe Philip intended in the writing of it, but what's going to work best for the audience listening to it. So sometimes I have to come up with things that will differentiate characters from each other, that maybe wasn't Philip's intention, but you have to kind of come up with a way of doing it. So trying to find that balance is quite difficult. I mean, I wouldn't want to change any of what Philip's intentions are, but that does have to be taken on board. Well, Lyra is just, a wonderful character, and I've just become so invested in her, She was a baby in the first book of this new trilogy. In this new book, she's now a 20-year-old, and we know what's happened in between, so I'm so invested in her as a character, and find myself so moved by what she's going through and what she's struggling with. So inevitably she's an extraordinary character. Well, the first 3 books had a massive impact on me, and they've been, a very important story for me, like they have been for many people. But with being able to do the audiobooks now, I just become kind of overwhelmingly moved by certain things, because I feel like these characters and this story has been a part of my life for a long time, and I'm really invested in them. And I really love the way, particularly in this book, that Philip has found really interesting ways to address certain kinds of issues that very rarely get addressed in this way, about what young women are dealing with, what our society is dealing with, what we're going through culturally at the moment, and globally and politically and spiritually. And it's just such an extraordinarily ambitious scope that Philip has. But ultimately, he's just a brilliant storyteller. The worlds that he's created and the characters he's created just matter. They mean a lot to me, and I'm sure they mean a lot to other people. So I suppose it's the combination of all that, really.